That's the first one done, both sides. That wasn't too bad. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got another exciting little episode for you as we progress through to finalizing this bike. It's an epic project, and I can't say that I underestimated or overestimated. I was aware of what was in front of me. I've done one or two before, but now we're at the stage where all the bits are painted, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I've done any inventory. In other words, checked exactly which bolts go where and if I've got enough for all three. So this is the time now where I get a lot of surprises. But one of the questions that a subscriber asked me, which was a very good one, and that was, how am I going to restore these bikes? Am I going to do one really perfectly with all the best parts and then work my way down? Or am I going to do all three the same? I've got to say they're all pretty close. There is, however, going to be one that is going to be pretty much perfect, and the others, so he's right. So I'll do these in terms of grade, if you like. You just keep adding to this plastic pile. It's ridiculous how much stuff there is. All that's got to be sorted, and all that plastic has to be cleaned. I just got this just arrived, very difficult to find, so I'm really super chuffed about that. That makes up the trilogy of that, so happy about that. Okay, big box has arrived from my good friend Widowmaker Trader. You've seen him on the channel. Very passionate about his two-stroke big ball bikes, hence the name Widowmaker Trader. But Martin, he is incredibly resourceful, and without him I don't think I could have got this project on the go, to be fair. He helped me with the import of the three RMs. I found them, but he was able to make the deal with the original owner and get him in the USA to pack those bikes onto all those pallets when he was being hounded by a local guy who wanted them, and still managed to get them to me. So a miracle in itself, to be honest. So Martin is incredibly resourceful and very passionate about what he does, and very honest. And that's important because in this world of motorcycles and vintage stuff, there's a lot of scamming going on, as you know, on Facebook, which is really unfortunate because it shows the worst side of mankind. But he's not one of those, I can vouch for. And you'll see here, he's got a huge inventory of stock which he has bought to basically to share with us, just like this. So he has a lot of stuff. Some stuff is still, I believe, still unsorted. So not all of it is done yet, but I believe he's got most of it done. He's got a lot of plastic, a lot of tanks, lots of CR stuff, KX stuff. He's got a lot of bikes. In fact, he's got this December, he's got a few really nice big bore bikes coming over from the USA. So do check him out. He's called Widowmaker Trader, and he's on Instagram, and he's on YouTube as well. So how did he pack this? Let's see. Just fantastic. Oh, he even gave me a freebie. How nice. These type of things. On the third engine, we're missing this. So this needs to be very cleaned up and sorted out, but I can't find any. So this is really great. Got an original front mud. If you can see that there, it's got some holes in it. Got some work to do on this. Some very rare OEM parts, rear mud guards, they're normally always broken. Again, lots of work to do on those. I'll open them up and spread them out and show you. The missing side pod, we finally got the right one. We need that. And very importantly, we've got some carb bowls, and I believe there's a carburetor in here somewhere. There it is. The original Makuni card. Now he bought these as spare parts, so he had bits and pieces of them all sort of lying in a box, so he managed to go to the trouble of putting all these together. So he's given me 3 boxes just in case which one doesn't fit, but yeah, that's pretty much all there. The slider's in place. Fantastic. A saddle. So I've got the neck sponge for the third RM. Very helpful. Name is Martin Jervis. Can't go wrong. Boy, have I been looking for this scoop for nearly 6 months. Just 6 months. You can see this is typical of the time. Very faded, but looks solid enough. So definitely be able to get that one back. I've had worse, if you've seen from the work I've already done on these RMs. This one is in fairly good state. These are all nice, these slots, they're not worn through. So yeah, really nice and a good price. I've got 2 here. If I can get 2 of them done, that will give me 2 originals for the back and then 1 non-OEM one, which I'll a few unfortunate holes in it. But you know what I can do with plastic, so I'll be getting these closed up. If you're looking for the details on an original, you'll see the stamp sits in here. There's another one. It doesn't have the holes in it. So this one is going to be a good one. You see how much I can save this one. Again, very difficult to find the correct one, and I need these bolts, so that comes with the, and even the mounting bolt, which is good. Then I've got these very rare mounts for the radiators, which have rubber in them. You see, I've tried to fix one here. So we'll see what I've got. I've got some interesting rubber solution which I've bought. It's called Moldcraft. It's a casting rubber, and it's basically, this is a rigid casting rubber. So I'm going to experiment with this and try and make another one of these. And if it's successful, then I'm going to cut this rubber piece out because I've glued it, as you can see. I don't know how strong it is. And then make another one of that, and then make one from scratch for the other side because I've only got one of these. But now I've got this for the second one, and I'm going to have to make another 2 for the third RM. Here we have another worse for wear front mudguard. I must say, I thought this was cut off originally. It looked a little shallow. You can see Martin removed the city stabilizer that was on the front. I don't need that. So he's removed that, and now I just have to clean this up. What I'll do here is I will clean this so that it's absolutely clear. Then I'll drill a new hole, make sure there's no dirt on the edges, and then when I fill it with plastic, with yellow plastic, and I sand that back, you should see very little of this. But you know, if it's got a mark on it, there's a Suzuki badge that goes on the front here, which I can always do. Same with the rear muds if I have to. Beggars can't be choosers, I'm afraid. This is just the way these are. But yeah, this is made in Japan. This is the original. You can see there. That's what you need to see when you buy OEM parts. It sits at the rear section, okay? This one's going to need a lot of work. You can see it's been welded here. And that needs some cleaning up. And then this needs some tack weld on that side. Let's see if that is the correct one. These can all be hammered round again. Shouldn't be too difficult. And then these are the, if you saw in the last video, doing the chain tensions on the rear forks, I was missing these. He had a spare set for me. This I couldn't find anywhere. So that's good. That's all the parts I need for that. So I'm going to give that a clean today. This looks pretty bad. the needle is in there, and there's no question about it, this jet will be blocked, so we give those a clean. Don't know how I'm going to get that one out, but we're going to have a go. We've got all this. This is the idle set, fuel inlet, and then the choke is missing a cap top to it, but I can sort that out. This is the saddle. We believe is for the RM. This does look a little high, so we'll have to see what's going on with this one. Yeah, this all looks in place. Looks a lot cleaner than the ones I've just sorted out. Let's just peel that off now. So yeah. Good. I think I might need to do some shaping here. Add to the pile. We use this as a template because this one is lower. And you can see the height difference there. I'm sure we can sort this one out as long as the bottoms are the same and the bottoms are the same. Then there are the foils, the front shock foils, which I did for the 250 a few months ago, so they're identical, so we're busy producing some of those. That is here. That's just all the labels that are needed to do these 3 bikes. Lots of different stuff, different tank labels, rear fork, reservoir, shock reservoir. Yeah, and I've got some space for those who want. Just call me or just contact me and I'll price them for you. Okay, let's see what I've got here. You can see how that's definitely clogged. This is bent. Yeah, a lot of work to do, but glad to have one. Let's see how hard this is going to be to get out. Usually quite tough. Looks alright. Just go and wash this now. Right, let's see how tough it's going to get this main jet out. It'll break anything. Oh yeah. Out she comes. I bet you some of you wonder when I'm working here what that gypsy jazz music is. Let me show you. Follow me. There it is. There's the source of the music. Every time I do videos in there during lunch, we hear the gypsy jazz music. And some of the subscribers are saying, what's that music from? That's him. Ciao. Right, where was I? This is just an alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Does a good job. This one's blocked. Half, one and a half. That's where you start. You can see I've just pulled this out and it's on the first notch. So I'm going to put it onto the middle notch. To find spares. Nice. Trying to find a little lever out of all the stuff that I've got in my drawers. There's a few little bits and pieces, but I think I've found the one. Just looking at this, sort of a rubber, hard rubber. If I use some of our industrial epoxy, stick it on there, chop this nip off, or just sand this nip off, you know, we've got it's already grips. They'll make the perfect choke. So I'll do that now. So this is real, very strong industrial epoxy we use for the bicycle repairs. Squeeze the excess off. Gonna let that dry overnight. Done. We'll probably have to do some adjustments to the floats. They might not be set correctly, but what I do is I blow air into that and I raise the needle until it stops. And when the levers are level, that's generally what you want. You don't want the levers to be up like that or too far down. You want them to be kind of level, and then you'll get the right amount of fuel in the bowl. So now I'm looking at, for example, I just thought I was going to start doing that, and I thought I'd better film it now. There's some things that are good about each carburetor and some that are less than ideal. What I'm going to do is now, literally, today's the first day when I'm going to find all the best bits. Like, for example, some carbon reeds. So that one was going to get priority. And then I'm going to look for the best carburetor that I can find. One that is virtually untouched, and one that has all the original parts to it, one that's the cleanest, and it looks like it's this one. So I'm going to put this reed with this one. Okay, and so we go down the line. So this one, I'm going to put the reed onto this. There's obviously a compromise in the knob of the choke, but that's okay. You hardly notice it, but I'll notice it. And then finally, the worst one, which is still very good, is I had to mod this choke, which comes off a different type of model, which I couldn't find any other version of. So I've got that and modified the thread, so that one works. And I've got this, what looks pretty bad. This is all just silicone back in again, so it'll seal just fine, but it doesn't look so pretty. But it'll work fine. The reeds are good. So I'm going to put that one on here. So now I'm starting to go through my order of preference. So that being that, like that. And this being the best one, you can see this screw here, this bowl screw is better than this one. So I'm going to just swap those over so we can, and then I'll just check over everything and make sure all the best caps are on, all that sort of stuff. And here are the tank stickers. Let's try one. Oh yes. A little bit more yellow than that, but that's could be many reasons why that is like that. It's probably a bit dirty. There we go. Okay, so I'll be replacing these. Just want to show you the accuracy of the decal. How important it is to get it absolutely spot on. So now they're all done, bolts are in place, just the mounting bolts have got to be found, all the brackets are in place, managed to find enough of those. You'll notice that this is, they're still very scratched on the outside. That's fine. I'm going to take these off again once I've mounted these in the bike, so I know which bolts I'm using, etc., and how it all fits together. Then I'll take these off because you can take them off in situ, and then I will prepare them like I'm going to do when I do all the plastics. So still a lot of work ahead, but a nice exercise to see that I have all the parts, all the bits, all these. Now see, that's broken. And to find a spare one or fix that. Yeah, so that's it. Use a screwdriver. It's looking a lot better already. Amazing. Right, here we have finally arrived, nice and quickly. Yes. All the way from Nevada. This is what you've got to go through to get these motorcycles built. You really are stretching the resources of the entire planet to find these parts. I was particularly interested in getting this one because it came with the nut. So now I'm going to use this foam to fix a lot of the other areas of the seat, which is great. So I'm going to cut myself some slivers of this stuff. It's really fiddly, but I should get there. Hopefully I've got enough to solve all these issues with these bits missing. I'll put the cover on and just see if there's any lumps in that. So I'm going to now reshape this replacement mudguard so that's correct. You can see this is done on a former, and they've lazily cut this off and not made the radius correct. So the radius is if you look at the edge here, there's a huge chunky edge, whereas on the original one it's nice and thin. So I'm going to bring that down the way it should be. So I'm really happy with that. That's way better. Right, there's a little bit of RM here coming out of the work now. I had to make quite a few modifications. I'm still not done yet. This manufacturer has obviously never fitted this to a RM125, which is slightly annoying because these are about £90 to buy. These things, not only are they wrong, but they don't fit properly. So yeah, I can't say I'm overwhelmed with joy, but you know, this is what it is. There is just these on the market. Now I've got a new hole to sort out here, an adjusted hole, because these are too shallow. And I know they're too shallow because I've tried them on the original one, which fits perfectly. So these are incorrect here. So something's not right, but I will sort it out, and I'm just happy to see that all looking like an RM. Really happy with the saddle. That's come out so well. Yeah, it's coming together. RM number 1 or number 3. I'm not sure which one this one will be, but we'll see once we get down to the nitty-gritty of parts and bits and pieces. So yeah, good day today.